have a very special match, the semi-final match of our modern tournament with the prize pool of over 1,300 euros. And we are going to see the matchup of Green Tron versus Black Green Rock. I think our players are ready, so let's get right into it. This time we're playing modern, not standard, so this is a change, but a welcome one. Yes.
We have Piotr Wald on the left and Loczek on the right.
We will have their names on screen in a second. They are resolving their mulligans. We have the judges ready. And we'll see who will emerge victorious. Who do you like in this matchup? Because I think that Tron intrinsically has advantage over fair decks.
Yes, historically I think Tron is a huge favorite against this kind of decks, but maybe Piotr can work it out. I saw some nice technology from his deck in the quarterfinals, where he had Omnixilis and a lot of tireless trackers in the sideboard for the fair decks. Maybe he has also some technology against Tron.
And this is a rematch because they already paired in the Swiss, and this is the first thought seed of the game. So we see a Worm Coil Engine, Expedition Map, Forest, Ghost Quarter, and Urza's Tower.
Patryk had a mulligan, right?
Yes,
he has
he
only
did mulligan,
5 cards.
but he scryed to the top.
So maybe it's a second Tron piece.
Perhaps it is a second Tron piece, we'll see. Or not, because he will not show it to us.
And Piotr is playing a straight up green-black deck, so
yes,
he doesn't have access to white and Path to Exile, so maybe this Worm Coil can
stick.
Yeah. Oh, it was a second expedition map on the top?
Yes, there was a second expedition map.
Okay, so it's...
That was what got thought seized.
Oh no, I'm talking about the card from the
okay.
scry.
Okay.
Because Patryk had
no,
his card on
card
the table.
Card from the scry is still what we haven't seen. Oh, it was an expedition map. Wow. Okay.
So Piotr casts the brutality because he's thinking maybe Patryk keeps Sylvan Scrying on top, and you know, if it's a Sylvan Scrying, he's denying the Tron. But if it was a second Tron piece or I guess a map, he whiffs. But he took his chance to win, to steal a game, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And now Field of Ruin takes care of Urza's Tower, so a basic land for Patryk. For both players, I guess. But then, again, denying those crucial Urza lands, which some of us love, some of us hate.
Do you have access to the deck list?
We don't have the... I guess we do have the deck lists, but not right now.
I would love to know how many Field of Ruins are in Piotr's deck.
At least 2. That I know for sure. So there was another Urza's Mine. Let's see what Patryk is looking for. Is it a tower? The Tower of Power. And another map. He's really good at drawing maps.
So now, what's left in Patryk's hand?
2 Worm Coils, Oblivion Stone,
and Tower.
And Tower. And a Ghost Quarter.
Oh.
Yep, second Field of Ruin taking care of Tron piece. So this mana denial strategy is trying... Well, Piotr is doing his best to deny this Tron.
Okay, so Patryk did not search a basic land from his Field of Ruin, right?
Yeah.
So he's playing only 2 basics, which is kind of unusual. I think most players are playing now 5 forests. I saw that in online deck lists.
Okay.
And Patryk is a little bit of an old school player. He likes his non-basics.
Yeah. Liliana of the Veil going +1 and stripping a Ghost Quarter from Patryk's hand. Piotr, however, discarded what? A Fatal Push? Yeah, a Fatal Push. Okay, so a mine from the Expedition map. I had to learn all of these artworks before this match because he, of course, plays the ones that are all different and completely illegible from this distance. So now with 4 mana, there is nothing really that we can do.
Yeah, but Patryk drew the power plant, so he
Mhm.
has the Tron next turn. And I think did he have Oblivion Stone in hand or just
I
Wormcoil?
I think he had Oblivion Stone. No, just Worm Coils, I think. Okay, so there's the Worm Coil hitting the battlefield. Finally some threat sticking on the board. Let's see what Wald has to say about this. Another Field of Ruin. Oh my god, that spells trouble. Well, what is better than finding 3 expedition maps? 3 Fields of Ruin. Do you think he's got the full playset?
Maybe.
I mean, it's a dual color deck, so it doesn't put too much of a strain on the mana base.
I feel like he can play all 4. And he's extremely happy because Patryk has the greedy 2 forest version of Tron. But now this Wormcoil is still a problem. Piotr has blocker for the Wormcoil, and maybe he can use
can you
the -6
Can you shuffle a little faster, Patryk? Because
-6 ability of Liliana.
yeah. So, Relic of Progenitus hitting the battlefield, immediately getting cracked to prevent any counters or life gain from Scavenging Goose. And the redraw. Okay, so the Worm Coil eats up the Scavenging Goose. And do you think we will see a Liliana ultimate?
I don't know really.
Yeah, it's not really profitable.
It's not really so great. Piotr drew second Brutality, I think. So it's not a card he wants in this matchup.
Not really, no.
Piotr is pondering the play. It's actually very interesting. I don't know what's the correct line. What would you do?
I would start with... Well, if... Nah, doesn't make sense. I don't know the contents of his hand. It's a Brutality and something else.
I feel like it's a Dismember or a Fatal Push.
Okay. So, Liliana +1, discard some stuff. See what Patryk does. I don't know. Even though...
Because what is the split that he's gonna offer with
All
Liliana?
lands versus Wormcoil?
But if you give a split of lands versus Wormcoil, Patryk can sacrifice the Wormcoil and he
Yeah,
still
of
gets
course.
the
The
worm
tokens.
tokens. So that's a big problem.
So perhaps Forests and Wormcoil versus Tron lands.
Then he's risking Patryk top decking mine and
Yeah.
slamming another Wormcoil. So I mean it's a very tricky spot.
It is.
Maybe he puts I don't know.
This is a difficult play.
He can answer.
Bins with confidence the Tron lands and goes for the Wormcoil. Okay. And it was a Treetop Village, the other card.
Oh, okay. It was a foil card, so I thought it was a promo, Dismember
It
or
is.
Fatal.
It is a promo, but it's not
Yeah.
that promo that you follow. Grove of the Burn Willows, really old school red-green Tron then.
Yeah, Patryk is a fan of playing Pyroclasm in his Tron deck.
I will make no comment on that. And suddenly Piotr's position is not so great. Soon he will have to chump with this treetop village if he doesn't find any option of dealing with this Oblivion Stone in the battlefield, but with this Wormcoil engine.
I mean, we just see what's the big problem in this matchup. I think Piotr had a reasonable draw against Tron. He had triple Field of Ruin. Patryk was missing with the Field of Ruins. It was a Wasteland or a Strip Mine, or even better Strip Mine. And still Piotr finds himself in a situation like this.
Dismembered going after the...
I don't know if there's a card in Piotr's deck that can get him out of a spot like this.
Yeah. So, of course, by using Dismember, he made it so that Wormcoil died. Patryk still gains 1 life, but he also gets those tokens, which are the biggest problem here.
Yeah, Piotr is wishing now he had access to Path to Exile instead of this Dismember, but you know, I mean, he made a choice building his deck, so
exactly.
Maybe he just sacrifices the matchup against Tron to gain advantage in other matchups.
So he does have a full place of Field of Ruin, but and he's not even looking for a basic land out of his deck, so it's 5-2 for our players. Okay, let's see what Logic does. Attacks for 6, plays the map, cracks it.
He has to shuffle the deck though. So if he it can come to play if he had like multiple ancient steerings. He can know what's on the bottom of his deck, so he has to shuffle after Field of Ruin. It's not a May.
Yes.
But so it wasn't important this game.
It wasn't important in this game, but I will remind them about that for the next game, so I'll be back in a second while you may talk about sideboarding.
I don't have access to the the list. Okay, so Patryk has some track tasks to lower the curve and Crucible, I think. So it's a nice card against the Field of Ruin, especially if you play the greedy version with only 2 forests. And it looks like Piotr, I don't see any cards that are great in the Tron matchup. I guess he's putting in the Obnixilis. Oh no. Okay, so Piotr just sacrificed his matchup against Tron. He knows that it's not a great matchup, so he wants to have a better deck list for the field. His sideboard is... Oh, actually, Piotr has double Surgical Extraction in sideboard, so he can Field of Ruin one of the Tron pieces.
Yes, and as we know, Surgical Extraction is one of the best cards in modern format.
Yeah, he also has a Crucible, and it works the same with Field of Ruin. So I guess it's not a bad sideboard strategy.
Yeah, and Logic is playing Crucial 60.
Oh no, it's Patryk's sideboard.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the wrong deck list.
So Patryk has 61 cards main deck. That's
wait,
sick.
wait.
That's just sick anti-mill strategy. Yeah, so he has a swag tusk, surgical extraction, crucible of words, guttural response. Wow, that's something. Okay, what does Wald have?
Um, Piotr has triple dumping sphere, so
Guess we're gonna see that.
single surgical extraction. So he has one way to extract all the Tron pieces, and I guess that's all. I don't see a card he would bring in against Tron.
So it really seems like he has sacrificed this matchup for the sake of others.
I mean, triple dumping sphere is still some hate, and it also attacks the deck from a different angle because Patryk normally he would not bring in cards like Nature's Claim or artifact enchantment removal against a green-black deck, I think. And here Piotr is attacking him from a different angle. He's forcing him to bring in all the cards to fight Dumping Sphere, so that makes Patryk's deck a little bit less consistent, and I like it. Also, I feel like maybe Piotr has so much removal main deck that he can bring in the Omnixes. I really want to see this card.
We already saw it during the quarterfinal match, and he even had a reaction like, "Oh, it even has an ultimate." He didn't even know about this. But yeah, Omnixalis is a great draw engine, and it can protect itself, so perhaps you can find its way.
Piotr has a lot of removal in the main deck. 4 fatal pushes, Dismember, double collective brutality, and Liliana of the Last Hope. I don't think is great. So that's 1, 2, 3, 8 cards.
Yep.
To take out.
Yeah, and Patryk, he even plays Pyroclasms like in main deck. He has a Batterskull main deck. This is a very strange list, but it's his own. It's tuned to his abilities and to his preference. So I'm not going to talk about individual card choices because he knows this deck better than most of us do. He's been playing it for 7, 8 years.
I mean, the difference is really the mana base, where he has double growth of the Burn Willows and 2 copies of Ghost Quarter instead of, I feel like,
those basic lands.
Yeah.
Instead of forests or mountain. Yep. Okay, so we are already underway. Of course, Logic opens up with a Mine and a Chromatic Star. Piotr with an Overgrown Tomb.
Oh, Patryk has...
Natural Tron?
No, the card Ancient Grudge. He
Okay.
brought Ancient Grudge, and Piotr has the Dumping Sphere, so... I mean,
Outsmarting the hate a little bit. Okay,
yeah,
so Chromatic Star,
maybe
correct?
the players know each other, so... Or maybe it's standard to expect the Dumping Sphere, I don't know really.
I don't think that's a standard. Not yet. I mean, I wasn't impressed. I haven't been impressed by the results of Damping Sphere. I mean, most times when I saw it hitting the battlefield, it didn't do anything. Or did very little, like negligent amount of discomfort to the player instead of just completely locking them down like by using Blood Moon.
Yeah, I guess what I said earlier, that it's the only artifact in Piotr's deck, so he's attacking from a different angle and maybe I feel like Patryk only has one out in his deck. He only brought in the Ancient Grudge. I don't know if he has any other cards. Like, did he?
And it's a one copy. It's the single copy that he has.
Did he bring in the Nature's Claim? I don't think so.
Okay, so Field of Ruin already going after that Mine. So both players shuffle up, get some basics. And now it's Logic's turn after attack with Tarmogoyf. Okay. So Star, a Sylvan Scrying, And again, we are pretty close to getting to Tron. But I think this time Patryk doesn't have a lot of payoffs in his hand, or does he? Did you see his hand?
No,
Not
not
really.
really.
So there is an Urborg in Wald's hand.
Well, Patryk
Drop decay.
is thinking, what did Piotr keep? Is it multiple field of ruins? Because Piotr didn't cast turn 1 discard spell.
Mm-hmm.
So
No Bobs on turn 2. There's
if
even
I'm
play.
Patryk, I'm thinking I'm facing some other hate.
He doesn't play Dark Confidant.
Yeah. Piotr is playing a lot of the clue guys. Tireless trackers, yeah.
Okay.
4 tireless trackers.
And Damping
Main deck.
Sphere hits the battlefield. Let's see what Patryk does about this. I mean, I think I do know. So there's the tower. Where's the mine?
No, he's missing the mine.
Okay.
And now, he has mine in his hand, obviously.
Obvious.
Now he's just not using, or he's going to use the star.
In order to cast this Ancient Grudge.
I think he
And step.
should.
Uh-huh. And there's the mine.
Okay, it wouldn't matter, but the spell is
Do we card
1 mana,
Uh-huh.
costs 1 mana more with Dumping Spear. But he had
Oh,
the
yeah,
mana to
of
cast it,
course.
so it's no
Of course.
problem.
Karn, of course. And let's go. Okay, too little too late with that Inquisition. Too many Ancient
Yeah.
Grudges and some Scrying cast. Wow! That's just it? He just scoops them up?
I guess there's no coming back from Karn. And
Of
now
course, the Dance of Joy.
I would love to ask Patryk if he only had the single Ancient Grudge in his for the game too,
Yeah.
or did he bring in the Nature's Claim and he knew that he's facing the Dumping
And
Spheres?
we will give you that possibility because we are going to have a little chat with Patryk before the finals. Do you know by any chance who won the other semi-final?
I know that it was a matchup Burn against the Infect deck.
Infect? I
Yes.
love Infect, that's my
So,
favorite deck.
The Patryk, who's piloting Tron, I don't think he's looking forward.
No, no, he's not. However, he already won a playset of Scalding Tarns at least.
I asked Patryk yesterday, what's the worst matchup for him? Is it Burn or is
Infect?
it Infect? And he told me that it's Infect. Infect is the worst matchup he can face ever. So let's see. Maybe we can ask someone who's in the finals.
Yep. I'll try to get to know that.
Oh my god, here comes that boy! Siemaneczko.
Siema zblazowany człowiek. Siema panie Tron.
No witam. O mój Boże, to ten chłopiec z Warszawy.
Good job.
Jest, z Wrocławia. To chyba.
Good job, Patryk.
Thank you, Michael.
Great match. I have one question.
Yep.
How many cards did you bring in to fight Dumping Sphere?
Only two, because I played with Peter in like round 4, and we came to the conclusion that I shouldn't play more than 2 cards against, because he only has 2 Dumping Spheres, and I also have main hate like Oblivion Stones or Carns. And why Ancient Grudge? Because he can discard it on turn 1. For example, if he has Thoughtseize.
How is Karn an answer to Dumping Sphere?
Like, come on! After wiping the board with Oblivion Stone, then locking my position with Warpcore Engine, The answer is obvious.
Okay, game 1, we saw Peter drew 3 of the Field of Ruins early in the
Yep.
game.
He
You
did.
know, you're playing the greedy version of Tron with only 2 basics. How did you feel after, the third one hits you and you cannot even find a basic land?
Okay, so you have no audio, right? Of what's happening
we
between
didn't
me and
hear
Peter.
anything.
So okay, I was like, okay, Peter, nice luck box, but
Okay.
like I was like kind of expecting it because it's my like arch nemesis considering semifinals.
So did he tell you the same thing after you won the game 1?
No, he said like I asked him how many have you kept in your opening hand. He said like only one, but you know. So like
Oh.
drawing 2, then drawing Liliana because Liliana, as far as I remember, was not on his opening hand either. So I was like, okay, you were lucky, but I was the luckiest one in this game.
Okay, again, game 2, I guess.
Like I think game 2 has no story. The only thing I'm proud of myself is not playing second Urza's Mine because I've calculated that simply I have no value with having, if it hadn't any land disruption, I have no value in having 9 mana on turn 4. So I played Squatter.
Okay, and I don't know. The second semifinals was Burn against Infect.
Yep.
And if you remember, we were talking about it yesterday.
Yep, we
What's
did.
the worst matchup for you? Can
Definitely
you
it's Infect.
explain?
Infect because actually maybe not right now because I've inserted some decks in my deck that are extremely like valuable cards against Infect.
I mean, everybody is playing Ballista, so it's not your tech.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
Get off me, get off me. Okay, so yeah, Ballistas definitely upgrade this matchup from like 0% to maybe like 20. But as far as I'm concerned, the Burn has won this matchup, right?
I don't know. We don't know yet.
Because
I mean,
against this Burn I've already won during the Swiss, so I'm feeling pretty confident.
Okay. I wish you all the luck.
Thank
I know
you.
that you will need it. And
Yeah, definitely. Like in every game playing Tron, right?
Yes, exactly. We will see you guys in a couple of minutes. It will be the finals of the.
See you soon, but from
Of
the other
them.
perspective, you'll be looking
Yeah, yeah.
from the top on me. See ya,
See you
guys.
guys soon.